What's up? Welcome to this evening's, tonight's live stream. I'm him. Today is the last day, or almost the last day of the month, January 30th, Thursday. It's been a minute. I've been busy. I haven't really been home much, so haven't had an opportunity to stream like I thought I would, but that's okay. I'm here to talk to myself for, I don't know, maybe an hour or two. Depends. We'll see. But I have a task ahead of me that I will be starting soon. Actually, I'll start right now. Let me make sure that there is nothing important on my screen. Delete some stuff. What's up, guys? Economists? How you doing? I'm trying to see if this model is talking to any servers that are going to China. It doesn't seem like it. Yes. Well, I'm not working on a model at the moment, but I am working on a. Basically, I need a way to interact with a model. So that's what I just got running. And I'm trying to make sure that, if I can find it, yeah, this right here. I'm trying to make sure that if I make a change, that it's reloading, or if I refresh it, that it'll reload. Excuse me. It didn't find the error. All right, well, that's fine. I found the error. I was hoping that it would find it.
In the last chapter.
Oops. Oh, shit. I was supposed to keep that up.
In the last chapter, you and I started to step through the.
There's some papers I got to go through too. I don't think I downloaded them to this computer. And eventually I'll be connecting them to one of these models here. I'm kind of tempted to update their contributing README to write the instructions on how you actually contribute. None of this was here. That's why I've spent the past 40 minutes figuring it out because it wasn't written down anywhere. I can only imagine people who, because so many moving pieces, I can only imagine people coming to this and they're like, what the fuck? Look at that. It's using the full CPU. 100% of it. All right, there we go. Took a second. That explains it. I'm looking at the wrong file. There we go. All right, cool. All right, where is this used at? how does voice transcription work on this thing? Do I have to press something? Oh, I guess I do. All right. Oh, it does the transcription too. Okay. Oh, it's got to pull down more stuff. Let's see. It's using Whisper, but it's saying that initialization failed. But it did. It actually did. It did it. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, cool. And I should be able to upload a file as well. Give it a paper. Should have Titans on here. Okay, I don't. This is a relatively small paper. It's less than a megabyte. Let's see how it handles this. Yeah, I want to observe how much RAM it's using. This is a small model, by the way. It's the 7 billion parameter model. Okay. Let's see here. So, what's the bit rate? For different modes, profiles. Let's see if we can figure that out. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was expecting to see it say thinking, but I don't see that. I love how it's like, I recommend consulting the thing that I gave it. Oh wow, it gives the page number. Oh, okay, never mind. This, I'm maybe somewhat impressed. It got that right. Look at that. I gave it a trick question and it was able to get it right. So I asked which was here, in case y'all didn't see it. So what's the bit rate for the different profiles? And it seems to have known that I was after the raw profile. I didn't tell it that on purpose. I was seeing if it can figure that out based on context, and it was able to, right? Like, this is the highest raw one, and then these are the highest non-raw ones. Although I don't know if that's the right, I don't think that's the right resource. Page 9. I mean, it's the right answer, but I don't know if that's the right page. All right, I'm gonna give it something else. All right, do a new chat. Find a small picture. All right, I'm going to see if we can figure out this. Where could this picture have been taken? I'm curious if it, like, let's figure out if it can work with that. So I'm working on building some, well, I'm helping with building some multimodal models and all that kind of stuff and using them. And I need an interface to start with, so I'll probably extend this right here. I can add some components, some additional functionality. All right, so based on the description of a serene scene, I don't know what the hell that means. Let's see what it's thinking about. Image is invisible. Wait, what? The image isn't visible here, but based on, oh, users, it says serene scene. Wait. No, okay. Okay. So I'm gonna have to do some additional stuff to get this to work. Let's see, are there any image models for recognition? Oops. Vision. Novel end-to-end train large model. Llama 3.2 vision. These are generative models. I don't want that. This is what I want. I'm going to get the 13 billion version. My internet just went out. That was fun. I've been having these issues on this Mac Studio for the past month where my internet will just randomly drop out. And I have looked into the Apple community forums at BS. I haven't been able to find any reason for why that happened. It seems like I'm hung now. I can't get my Twitch stream back up, so I won't worry about it for now. it actually doing anything? I'm not seeing the model, so maybe I had to run it. Yeah, maybe. Are we frozen? Oh, okay. All right, sure. All right, East Asia, such as Tokyo, Osaka. No, that's definitely not right. These areas are known for their vibrant. Yeah, that's so. There's some history here. This could be right. Let's use this right here, and we'll say, what's the deal with Taiwan and Japan as it relates to buildings? So let's see if it knows that history, but maybe that's why this is thinking that. Oh, look at that. It gives me notification. Maybe this is why it's thinking that this is Japan. It is not. Oh, wait. The architecture suggests it could be somewhere in Tokyo, Seoul, Taipei. All right, yeah, it's Taipei. It used to be a Japanese colony. That's, yeah. Look at this. Oh, wait, whoa. This is funny right here. We're about to have an argument. Since ancient times. So we see Chinese AI is all, I don't know the last character that you've just wrote. I don't know what this last character means. I forgot how you say character. What's character? What's character in Chinese? You'll have to tell me. Or just write it in Chinese. I've forgotten what it looks like. Oh, look at that. Huh. Now it's finally giving me answers. Yes, this is the answer I was looking for. It's like they were a colony of Japan at one point in their history. And Japan built all of the stuff, the buildings. That's why it's so inspired by Japan. It's funny how history works. I don't care about any of this other bullshit. That's why Japan and Korea and Taiwan and even parts of, well, I don't know, it's a little bit different for the Philippines, but other parts of Southeast Asia, it's why the buildings look similar. It's because, yeah, the Japanese, when they were doing their imperialism, they did it. They, yeah, they took over a lot. By the way, I still don't know what not the last character is, not the duh at the end, but the two characters before that. What is that? I don't know what that means. My assumption is that all Chinese AI something, but you know, I don't know what that other thing means. And I don't think I can copy. Oh wait, oh look, oh no, never mind. Let's see what this says. Let's just see if it's going to do something. I'm not even going to tell it what to do. Let's see if it'll figure out what I'm after. It probably won't. But if it does, that's impressive. Let's see what it's thinking about. Huh? For whatever reason, this is for you. Is it Yowu? Am I saying that right? I know I'm not saying the tone. I have no idea what the tone is. I'm just going to say Yowu. I don't know why when I put your thing in here. Wait, hold on. Is that Taiwan? I don't think Taiwan looks like that. That's not Taiwan. Yeah, that's not Taiwan. Yeah, when I put your message in here, for whatever reason, it's giving me this. And I'm like, I'm off of this. I want to know what this means. What are the last two characters before the see if it can tell me that. That's what I was, oh shit, I forgot to put. Maybe it'll remember what I'm talking about. Okay. I don't know how you say pinyin in Chinese. Plus, I think if I write it in Chinese, it's going to give it back to me in Chinese. Okay, it's not okay. Fine. I will put the message back in here. I want these characters. yes, I can just put this in my little dictionary, but I don't want to do that. I want to see if AI is going to tell me what those two characters are, so I can finally know what this sentence is. I have a assumption of what this sentence is saying, but I really don't know. It's not going to give it to me, is it? Yeah, it's not going to give me an opinion. I don't know where it's getting raincoat at. I have no idea where this is coming from. Fuck it. I'll just do this. I don't care. Shincha. Examine. Huh. Wait, hold on. Is that the same? That's not even the same thing. Or is it the same thing? Little hat, little... Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same one. Okay. Shincha. And what is this? To examine. Examination. Okay. I also don't know what this character is right here. Well, you can't see. Oh, never mind. I'll copy your message and then I will tell you the character that I have no idea what the hell that means. Not this one. So I know this is like internet, something like that, but I don't know this character right here. What is this? What character is that? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Or wait a minute. Is this in China? Am I being, is this DeepSeek? Are you DeepSeek? Did you just connect to me? Are you watching my stream right now? All right, let me see what this character is. The one that I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is. Oh, is it part? Oh, is it part? It's a full word. Okay. All right. Or is it a full word? Do. I don't know any of this means, bro. I don't know what it means. Let's see if this gives me something. I'm going to check if this is the same thing that other things give me. So I'm going to check it here. Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, okay. Ah, wait, how are you? If you are in China, and this is for you, Yo, how are you able to watch this stream? Or are you not in China? Maybe you're not in China. Maybe you're somewhere else. But welcome to the stream. If you are in mainland, that's pretty cool. And you can understand what I'm saying. I'm curious. Oh, you're a VPN. Ah, okay. All right. Well, don't get in trouble with that, man. Yeah. What kind of stuff do you want to see? What do you want to see? Can you, I don't know. Can you speak, can you write English? I can't really speak Chinese very well. I can barely read it. Only if you write simplified. If you write traditional, but keep in mind, my vocabulary is very limited. I know less than 1,200 words. So I only know like the most popular words, if you want to call them popular, the most common words. I don't really know. Like I don't know any words for the technical stuff that I do. No, I only know like basic stuff I can get around when I'm there, but anything beyond that, I have no idea. So I was playing around with the 72 billion parameter model, and I can show you what that one is, but we're gonna have to do it a different way. So let's come into here, and we want to SSH into my other machine. who am I? I am Royal Zeus. Okay. Let's see if we're already running. Maybe I'm already running. Oops. Nope, it's not running right now. So we'll do Olama run or Olama list. Oh, it is running. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Deep seek R1. It's the 70 billion parameter model. By the way, there are other models that I can get if you want to see those. If you're curious about that. Oh, why did I just do list again? I'm dumb. I want to do run so we can play with the larger one. So this is the larger model. Just so you know, this is my, I mean, these are all my computers, but the computer that you are watching me through, this one, right? I'm pointing at you. This one only has the 8 billion parameter model. And that's because I'm streaming. And I happen to know that it's going to take up about 54 gigabytes of RAM. I have 64, but I'm streaming and I got other stuff going on. So I'm going to use my laptop over there. I have an M1 Max with 64 gigs of RAM as well. And that's where this is running from. All right, so I'll make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so I'm going to take your message verbatim. You said something about your class. You're trying to learn something. So let's see if this does a better job. So translate the following to English and pinyin. Use tone markers. All right, so we'll dump that in quotes. Whatever. Hopefully it can figure out that I only want to see the Mandarin characters and not your username, your handle. Let's see what it does. Howda. It's cool. It's kind of interesting that it'll switch to Chinese. It's almost as if it thinks that I'm going to read all of these. I can't read all of this. I only can read characters of this. If you want to enable AI to help people learn foreign languages, enable. This is like Kai something. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what this is either. This 201. No idea what that means. Don't know this character or this character or this character or this character. As you can see, it does take a little bit longer. Oh, okay, well. Oh, there we go. Wait, Rugal. Oh, I'm dumb. That is Rugal. I was like, wait, Rugal. I'm like, I know that. I only know it by ear though. Okay. This is cool. So it translated to this. I want to see what else it could translate it to. Can you use traditional characters? I'm just curious because, oh yeah, look at that. It says it can. Wait. Why is it giving me English again? And pinyin. Huh? I guess it can't. Yeah, it didn't even use character, so I guess it can't. All right, well, that's interesting. All right, let's go back to my little thingamajig, my lava model that I was playing with. Tokyo street scene. Yeah, I don't know why it thought that this is Tokyo. I don't see any characters here that would indicate that this is Tokyo. Other than this brand right here, Konica. Other than that, maybe this right here, but even then, this has Chinese characters under it. Yeah, I wonder why I thought that this was Japan, especially when, you know, this, if you zoom in right here, right? Like, it's very clear that says Taiwan. At least to me it is. That says Taiwan. Huh. Interesting. All right, well, I got that wrong. Let's see if it can get something right. So we gave it that image. Let's give it another image. I'm going to see if it can figure out where my bike is from. This one. So we'll say, what country is this bike from? You can understand the general idea. Well, okay. Since you're watching and you don't understand very well, I'll try to talk slowly. If you don't understand something, just ask and I can repeat it for you, or try to rephrase it in a way that you can understand. And worst case, I can fumble through my broken Chinese. I can try to fumble through my broken Chinese, and, you know, maybe you'll decide that you'll rather hear English. All right, it doesn't seem like this is working. Or maybe it just takes a while. This is an image that I'm trying to upload to see if it can figure out what type of bike it is. Maybe I should maybe make it smaller. Pictures. Oh, prints. Here we are. Here we go. Okay. Okay, 1.8 megabytes. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, wait, okay. Never mind. Okay. I guess this is something I'm gonna have to figure out. So it was able to figure this out. It's a Ducati. This is wrong. It's not a Panigale, but it is a Ducati, which is produced by the manufacturer Ducati Motor Holdings, and the bike is a product of an Italian company. Okay. It's wrong, but this is actually decent enough, right? It's a Street Fighter V4S. It even says it right there. But this is impressive. That's impressive. So what I'm working on is trying to figure out a way to use different models, or maybe even just a multimodal model, where I can give it images, text, and voice, and it does things with it, and it can spit back out to me text, voice, and potentially images and video. So I want all of those things. Now obviously what I have now, that's not going to do this. This is just a front end, but the models that are going to get developed will support that. Let me go to my other laptop. Well, I only have one laptop now, but let's go to the laptop, which I don't see. So it's on my network somewhere. So we'll do Zeus.local. Yep. We'll do my home folder. Downloads. I definitely downloaded these papers and I don't see them anymore. Where did I put them? Okay. Did I put them on my media server? Hopefully, maybe I did. Papers. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. BIT model. This is it right here. Okay. Okay. I'm going to send a link. And this is for you, Yovu. See if you can access this. You know, if you don't mind. If you mind, then don't worry about it. But if you would like to learn, you should notice that these names, these are folks who I'm sure you can find them, and you can find this paper in your language. So let's go ahead and view it. And here is, there you go. By the way, I have a Discord that you can hop into. It may not be linked in the description. Let me see. But yeah, if you have questions, you can just pop into the general channel there, and you can ask questions. Or maybe in the future, I'll make a separate channel for interesting things, because mostly I just talk a lot of shit in mine. There's nothing really useful going on there, but I can make it useful if I know that there are people who are interested in this. Let me see if I can update my what do you call this thing? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. This right here. I'm going, oh yeah. Okay, so if you look in the description of this video, I have a Discord channel. I talk all the shit. That's mostly what I do. But if you come in there and you're asking actual questions, I will just turn on I actually know how to do stuff. I know things and I'll help you out. So if you're trying to get these things running on your own computer, I can try to help with that. Part of one of my goals for this year is to improve my ability to write in Chinese. In fact, I had intended to translate some of my blog posts that I'm intending to write into Chinese, but you know, that's not really as interesting to me as, you know, talking to someone who's actually speaking the language and just trying to help you out. It'll probably help me learn words that I need to learn as it relates to tech. So my background, just so you know, is computer science. I'm a computer scientist. I have been doing it for 15 years. I also have a lot of software engineering experience. I also have a lot of graduate experience. So my graduate studies were in machine learning, and my dissertation was in something called latent bias, and detecting latent bias in algorithmic systems like this, like these AI models and all that kind of stuff. So, no, I might be able to help you with certain things, but yeah, you hop in if you want, or if you can, all right? If you can't, then don't worry about it. Just, you know, if you ever watch me streaming, you could just ask questions that way. Let me go ahead and make sure I put this in the right playlist before I don't forget it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There are viewers in China, and I know that I have some viewers in Japan. Uh, I know that there are a few in India as well, and I know that there are a lot in not in Europe, which is it's kind of cool. That's the power of streaming. I think it's that people all around the world can tune in, and that's something that you shouldn't take for granted. Because when I was younger, this wasn't a thing. It was not possible for me to see someone or anything on TV and be able to interact with that person and ask them questions and dictate what gets talked about or what gets shown. So this goes for you, Yobu, since you're, in my opinion, you're a special guest here. Given that this DeepSeek is from your country, and it's got OpenAI on their heels, and I'm happy for it because OpenAI has essentially trained all of their models on stolen data. And I feel a certain kind of way about that because my work was also a part of that. And I mean it, like my actual work has been stolen by OpenAI. And they are now charging a lot of money to a lot of different people to use their models, which was trained on things that I produced in my career. And that pisses me off. So I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm glad that their launch is being taken. I don't care if they go out of business. I actually want them to. I want them to fail at this point. Now, I do understand that DeepSeek likely wouldn't be around if it weren't for OpenAI, with a lot of the foundational things that they've done. And it's not just OpenAI, but Ilya. And I can share this other paper if you haven't read it. Let me see if there's a translation for you. So this is Transformers. Wait, you know what? I have a book, or not a book, but one of these things right here. Survey of AI. Yeah, I put it in here. So one of these, which doc is about Transformers. I forgot which one it is. So let's see if it can be smart. Here we go. Yeah, 6.2. Perfect. It's right here, by the way. So I want to just make sure this is it. So I'm going to give you this so you have read it in Chinese, because I was going to say like, dude, maybe they have one in Chinese. Oh wait, haha, I'm dumb. All attention is all you need. Chinese. This definitely isn't Chinese. But the math, math is the same in every language. I imagine that you understand the math, hopefully. If you have questions on some of the maths, I might be able to help you on some of it. Huh. I would have expected there to be a Chinese translation. Obviously, I can't verify how accurate it is. I can only give an intuition of if it's talking about the same stuff. Give me a second. I read very slowly, so apologies. And I also just look for certain characters that I know that means a certain thing. So that's literally what I'm looking for. I think it's like, is it Ja something? For artificial, that's what I'm looking for. It's like a Ja something. It looks like little squares. That makes sense. Don't take my descriptions of these Chinese characters. I have weird ass things in my mind for how I make sense of them. I think it's Ja, or is it? Let's do artificial. Artificial. Oh, it is Ja. Okay. Yeah. So see, this is what I mean by it's the little squares. Yeah, whatever. That's what I'm looking for. to make sure that this is talking about that. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm going to copy this link address. Let me just do this. Nah, can't send it. I don't know what that is. It's something that's gonna do something. All right, anyway, so we'll go back to here. You are a Unity developer who believes AI will revolutionize game development, but I don't know much about AI. If you're a Unity developer, I would argue that you may know more than you think. Here's what I mean by that. I imagine that you are doing math type stuff in your development, specifically dealing with vectorized data structures or matrices. If you're doing that and you understand that, I am confident that you can translate that understanding over to AI. For what it's worth, my background, well, I mean, I program random things. I don't like application type stuff, like mobile applications, desktop applications, cloud applications, that type of thing. And I've been able to take my high school and undergraduate level math and apply it to this. It's basically algebra, calculus, linear algebra, and that's about it, really. If you understand that, obviously you need to understand trigonometry and conics and all that kind of stuff, but you learn that in grade school. If you understand that, you can build the tuition of how these things are working. In fact, the way I built my tuition is by using Excel. When I was in graduate school and I was, gosh, I forget which class it was, but we were doing something for like neural networks and stuff, and I just modeled it all in Excel. And that's how I built my intuition. It's just spreadsheet operations. That's how I think about it. And I can't not think of it. I can't not think of it that way anymore. I will admit I am not a Unity developer, but I've done stuff on Unity because the nature of my work. I used to be something called a developer advocate, which is I would make a bunch of applications, sample applications for other developers to show them how to integrate our product into their product. So one of our target platforms was Unity. So I know a little bit of Unity. I think that shit's hard. Like, I don't like the IDE at all. I don't like anything about it. It's just hard. But at least it's in a language that I like. I'm gonna listen to this podcast generated from all of these things right here. So this is, I'm gonna build something similar to this, right? I want to be able to add a bunch of sources, have them appear in a list. So I'm taking direction from here, obviously. This is my inspiration. I'll have all of my sources and create a RAG, a retrieval augmented generator. Train, basically do some fine tuning, generate some embeddings, and then I should be able to have this. Well, there's another thing I have to do. Let me see if I can show that in a second. Give me a second. Oops. Sorry, I heard something that was confusing me. I can't find, oh wait, here we are. Yeah. So inside of here, there's this playground. So what I would end up doing is generating some prompts, or I guess writing some prompts, and stating what this system is supposed to do, as well as talk about what the user is expecting. And that way I can tune this to give me responses based off of only these documents, as well as some other stuff that I'll probably fine tune it with. Okay, here we are. So let's generate. Why did I close that? All right, I just shared this thing right here in Discord. And it's a brief of all of the things here. And let's listen to this podcast that it generated. See how that goes.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going deep into deep learning with a stack of your sources that span decades. Some academic papers from as early as 2014, a fascinating one on graphed neural networks from 2020, and get this, even one from 2025. We're going to uncover the history key concepts and some pretty amazing applications of deep learning, so buckle up.
Sounds like a fascinating journey. I'm always amazed by how quickly this field is evolving.
Me too. So first things first. For anyone who might not be familiar, can you explain what deep learning actually is?
Deep learning is a specialized area within machine learning, where artificial neural networks learn from vast amounts of data. What sets it apart is the depth of these networks, meaning they have many layers of interconnected nodes, kind of like the neurons in our brains. This depth allows them to process information in a more complex and hierarchical way, leading to a much richer understanding of the data.
So it's not just about the amount of data, it's about how the network itself is structured.
Exactly. The architecture of these deep networks is crucial. The more layers a network has, the more sophisticated its understanding of the data becomes.
While I was prepping for our deep dive, I was really surprised to learn how long deep learning has actually been around. It seems like the ideas go way further back than I realized.
You're right. The roots of deep learning go surprisingly deep. While the recent explosion of applications is relatively new, the concept of neural networks have been around for decades, with roots tracing back to the 1940s and even earlier.
That's amazing. So these early pioneers were already thinking about artificial intelligence even before modern computers existed.
Absolutely. The quest to understand intelligence, both natural and artificial, has captivated thinkers for centuries. In the 1960s and 70s, researchers began developing deep networks with many layers, but training them effectively was a major hurdle.
Yeah, I kept seeing the term training problem pop up in the papers. What exactly was the issue?
The challenge was figuring out how to adjust the network's internal parameters, called weights, so that it could accurately learn from the data. Imagine trying to tune hundreds or even thousands of knobs to get the perfect output. It's a complex optimization problem.
That sounds incredibly difficult. How did they solve that?
A pivotal moment came with the development of the backpropagation algorithm around this time. This algorithm provided a way to efficiently calculate how to tweak those weights, enabling researchers to train these complex.
Curious, do y'all know what backprop is? I can pull out my AI books if y'all want, and get into that. And back when I had to do all of these, a lot of these libraries didn't exist. So I had to do it myself, which is great because now I actually know what's going on. But, maybe y'all care, maybe you don't. Who knows? Just like an English listening test. Nightmare to so I understand where you're coming from, but from the opposite direction. When I was in college, when I had to do my Mandarin test, it was the same thing. We had to put on these headphones and they always sucked. And then you would like listen and it's just like they're saying these things and I just had to like, oh my gosh, what are they saying? Because they would say it so fast. I understand where you're coming from, bro. It's kind of funny that you're having it from the exact opposite that I had it. I understand the struggle. Let me play this while I
Complex deep networks.
do my thing.
So backpropagation was essentially the key that unlocked the potential of deep learning.
You could say that. It was a critical milestone that paved the way for the progress we see today. However, even with backpropagation training, deep networks remained computationally challenging for quite some time. We simply didn't have the computing power or the vast datasets needed to fully realize their potential.
So what changed? When did things really start to take off?
A number of innovations in the late 1980s and 90s helped overcome those challenges. One particularly intriguing approach was the use of unsupervised learning.
Unsupervised learning, meaning the networks learn from data without explicit instructions, right?
Precisely. Instead of feeding the network labeled data like, this is a cat, unsupervised learning lets it discover patterns and structures in the data on its own. One fascinating technique from 1991 involves using a deep stack of recurrent neural networks, RNNs, to compress data, each layer learning to represent the information in a more efficient way.
That's pretty mind-blowing. So instead of being explicitly taught, the network is essentially figuring things out for itself. Did this approach help overcome the difficulties of training deep networks?
It definitely contributed. By learning useful representations through unsupervised learning networks could be pre-trained to a point where further supervised training became much more effective.
So the late 80s and 90s were all about tackling those training obstacles, and then came the 2000s. Was that when the deep learning revolution really began?
The 2000s were a period of rapid advancements, driven by breakthroughs in algorithms, computing power, and data availability. Around 2006, researchers began combining unsupervised pre-training with backpropagation, leading to the development of powerful architectures like deep belief networks.
Deep belief networks? That sounds pretty impressive. Were these some of the first truly successful deep learners?
They were certainly among the pioneers. Around the same time, we saw the emergence of other crucial architectures, like convolutional neural networks or CNNs, which excel at processing images.
CNNs, I know those are huge in computer vision, right?
Absolutely. The way CNNs analyze visual information is actually quite similar to how the human visual cortex works, which is fascinating. And here's a fun fact. A precursor to CNNs called a neocognitron was proposed back in 1979.
Wow. So the idea for CNNs was actually conceived decades before the technology was available to fully implement it. That's incredible.
It's a great example of how scientific ideas often precede the technology needed to bring them to life. Another important architecture that emerged around this time was the recurrent neural network, or RNN.
RNNs, those are the ones that are specifically designed for sequential data like text and speech, right?
Exactly. Unlike other networks that treat data points as independent RNNs, can process sequences taking into account the order and context of the information. This makes them incredibly powerful for tasks involving natural language time series and anything where the sequence matters.
So could you give me an example of how that works in practice?
Imagine you're trying to translate a sentence from one language to another. An RNN can analyze the words in the original sentence one by one, remembering the previous words to understand the context and grammar. This allows it to generate a more accurate and natural-sounding translation.
That makes a lot of sense. Are there different types of RNNs?
Yes, there are, and one particularly important type is the Long Short-Term Memory Network, or LSTM, which was developed back in 1995.
LSTM, another cool name. What makes LSTM stand out from other RNNs?
LSTMs are specially designed to handle those long sequences we talked about. Traditional RNNs struggle to remember information from earlier in a sequence, But LSTMs have a clever internal memory mechanism that allows them to bridge those long time
So
gaps,
I have
making them much more
I
effective for
have a
tasks like
Databricks
language.
account or something. I'm trying to figure out how to get to it. Man, it's somewhere in Azure. I don't know how this thing works. I can't find shit other than wait, maybe this is RDD2 prompt layer Miro. Okay, yeah, I can't find what I'm looking for. Oh man. I bookmarked it, but it's not on this computer. So, god dang it. All right, well, okay, fine. It's okay. I was hoping that I could do this without having to use my like the Azure stuff, but it seems like I'm going to have to. Okay, so I don't want to do this now because I don't want to accidentally share any of my keys because I may not be able to roll them myself. So yeah, there's not going to be any lane change stuff today. This is part of what I need to do. So I'm building at least I think I'm building. I don't know. I may have to confirm if I'm the one building or if someone else is going to do it. But I'm under the impression that I'm building a RAG. Basically this right here. So I need to have my model. I need to have my sources, which I'm going to be pulling those from somewhere else. I need to create embeddings. What else do I need to do? I need to fine tune the model too. Yeah. I need to fine tune the model. And I think I'm going to store embeddings in something like Databricks maybe. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to log in because I don't want to accidentally share anything that I'm not supposed to. Where are the docs? There we go. Oh, look, I used to do this. I did this back in the day, a long time ago. Let's see. Mosaic AI's agent framework. Mosaic. This is generative AI. Development tracking, Mosaic. Oh, are these different products that they have? What is Mosaic AI vector search? It's built on a database. Ah, okay. So it seems like I can just use this. I don't have to worry about generating my own embeddings or vectors like that. I could use this because that's one thing that, I mean, if I was going to use, I don't know what model I was going to use, but I was going to have to figure out how to create those embeddings. But it looks like I don't have to figure out anything. Unity catalog enabled workspace. I'm curious if this is the same Unity that I'm thinking of, or is this their own? Oh, it's HIPAA compliant? HIPAA compliance is not available in the workspace. I have control plane and US West 2 and data plane and US. Okay. HIPAA compliance is not available in workspaces that have a control plane in US West 2 and data plane in US East 1. Does that imply that if they are in the same geo that it is HIPAA compliant? Also, this is a very interesting thing. Modern slavery policy statement. What is it? Concerning the financial year. Databricks recognizes the modern trends and developments by governments and international organizations around the world to highlight, to highlight the role that companies are expected to play in eradicating modern slavery and child labor by introducing relevant legislation, regulations, and guiding frameworks. The statement was published in March 2024 in accordance with UK's Modern Slavery Act, Australia's Modern Slavery Act, and Canada's Fighting Against Forced Labor and Child Labor and Supply Chains Act. Where is the United States? How come we're not a part of this modern slavery policy statement? Is it because Americans are modern day slaves? Is that it? Or is that just too real? All right, I'm gonna move on. Let's see here. Modern slavery and child, okay, about Databricks. Academia, modern slavery is a term that encompasses issues such as people trafficking. Databricks values have always been central to everything they do. I don't understand how this matters other than, I guess, supply chain. So I happen to know that a lot of these a lot of these things rely on classification and classification relies on labels. Who do you think is putting the labels on these data sets for literal pennies? Well, if you go to Kenya and Nairobi, you will find a lot of, I don't know what you want to call them, but you'll find a lot of shops, that's what I'm gonna call them, that pay people slave wages to sit there and look at images and add labels, attribute these images. OpenAI used the stolen data that they stole from me and you, and then they used African slaves essentially to classify that data for them or label it for them. So yeah, maybe this is what they're talking about. I don't know, but that was interesting. I'm like, what do they have to do with slave labor? Yeah, I can't log in, unfortunately. Some of this stuff I'm not going to be able to do live because of reasons. So what I think I'm going to do is start working on these things. Unless there are people here and you have words you want to say. I've been talking to myself for almost 3 hours. So I won't do it for long. So if y'all have something to say it now, or I'm going to dip out and continue my work. All right, continue my work at this. Y'all have a good night, and I will potentially see y'all in the future. Peace.